If you could give just one piece of advice to a 14-year-old, someone my age, or like those listening, what do you think it would be?
I think it's just enjoy life. Be the best that you can be in whatever it is that you want to do. Don't be lazy. Get up, get after it. Be kind to people, show respect.
Hello, I'm Alexander, and welcome to Trailheads and Titans, where we learn from the titans who are shaping industries and inspiring the next generation. In this episode, I'm joined by Jack Lundin, CEO of Lundin Mining, a company known for innovation, vision, and global leadership. Jack, thank you for joining me today.
Hi, Alexander. Thanks for having me.
Could you please introduce yourself and share briefly about what you do?
Yeah, my pleasure. So, as you said, my name is Jack Lundin. I'm CEO of Lundin Mining. I'm also on the board of Lundin Gold and a representative of the Lundin family, where we have the Lundin Group of companies, which is comprised of 10 publicly traded companies across the resource sector, from precious metals, base metals, energy, oil and gas, renewables. And so with two of my brothers, Adam Lundin and William Lundin, we kind of share our time between these companies. But my primary focus really is Lundin Mining, where I'm CEO, president and CEO of that company. We have 4 operating mines, 1 in the US and 3 in South America. We're focused on copper production and also growing in copper production. We have a very large project in Argentina called the Vicuña project, and so we span across multiple sectors, but with Lundin Mining being our flagship base metals business, and just working every day to bring these companies to the next level in our sector.
Many young people today are unsure about what to study or how to start their career. Looking back, what would you tell your younger self about finding purpose and direction?
That's a good question. I think the most important thing is not waiting around for something to happen to you. You got to go out and find it yourself, and it's a lot of trial and error, but it's just through hard work and through committing yourself to meeting people, networking, trying things, and learning through failure as well, and just never taking things too seriously, but always really trying to be the best that you can be. Find something that you like doing and pursue it to the fullest, and just make sure that when you go to bed at night, you're not thinking, what should I have done? What could I have done better? No, well, you tried it. You put your best foot forward. You're working hard and you're trying to pursue new things. And I think if you can sleep well at night knowing that you put your best effort in, then you're going to be successful in this industry and any industry.
What did you study?
So I have a business degree, but I also have a mining engineering degree. I wasn't forced into the industry, but being the third generation in a resource mining and oil and gas family, I think I was always exposed to what was going on in the natural resource sector. So naturally, I kind of gravitated towards that, and through summer jobs when I was in high school or university, working in the field and getting a better understanding of kind of exploration and early development projects, kind of helped broaden my perspective of the sector, and then refining that down through studies and kind of understanding the fundamentals of how mining works. That kind of all helped me, get to the position I'm in today.
Considering all of the new technological advancements and artificial intelligence and all that stuff coming out, what do you think are going to be the careers of the future?
I think that historically mining has maybe been a bit behind the curve when it comes to adopting new technologies, but that's changing, and we're seeing that happen now, where especially with big data management, mining operations generate a lot of data every second, and being able to take that data and turn it into actionable insights using not just artificial intelligence, but machine learning to drive kind of a better understanding of how the operation works, and allows us to be more predictive, and if we think that we need to perform maintenance on certain pieces of equipment. So I think that doing more of that, and as we start to get kind of more buy-in across the sector of utilizing more technology, more machine learning, automation, it will make our operations safer, and it will make them easier to operate. The challenge that we face in mining is that, the easy to mine deposits have already been mined out. Existing mining operations are getting older. It's getting more challenging to process and to develop and to operate these types of ore bodies. And so we need technology to help give that competitive advantage. So I think maybe there's some slower movers to adopt innovative solutions, but we're also kind of being forced into that because of how mining is done today, and the fact that, again, all the easier deposits have already been mined out.
Mining isn't often the first career that comes to mind for young people like my age. So what do you think is the thing that people are missing about the real value or purpose for the industry?
I think it's a smaller sector. It's not broadly known what we do. So, initiatives like this, Alexander, are super important just to create awareness about mining and why it's so important. I mean, I think broadly people take for granted, where things come from. People don't often ask, well, where did everything originate from that's in my office right here or in the room that you're sitting in? And a lot of it, all of it basically was mined from one material and turned into, usable, functioning, furniture and accessories that we use today. So I think creating awareness is the most important kind of first step to show that this industry is super important. And then also, it's probably a misperception that mining, if you work in mining, you have to be an engineer or a geologist. At a mining operation, I mean, engineers and geologists only make up a fraction of the overall workforce. You need disciplines from basically every sector. You need doctors, you need HR professionals, you need, skilled operators, you need, of course, scientists, but you need health and safety professionals, you need kind of everything, and environmentalists, people permitting, taking environmental baseline data. So it really does take a diverse group of people with different backgrounds to make mining successful. And I think that's what also makes it very interesting. You get to travel to, different places in the world. You get to meet people from all around with different backgrounds, and you have to form a successful team in order to run a successful mining operation. So I would say that that's probably not broadly understood by the average person, and that's why these types of initiatives are great to try and spread awareness.
What do you think is one lesson about leadership that has been passed to you? As you mentioned earlier that you're the third generation in the mining industry, so what do you think is one piece of advice or one lesson about leadership that has helped you a lot through your career?
Great question. I mean, I think, there's a few things there. I think, it's easy in our sector because there's so many moving parts in the mining industry that are required to come together in order to make an exploration turn into a development and turn into an operation. And so it's always important to get the full perspective on things before making an opinion. You have to make informed opinions, and the only way you can make informed opinions is taking perspectives from many different sides of a topic. And so I think it's just using time to listen before taking action is super important. I think working hard, there's no substitute for that. You have to show that you're committed to working hard with the team in place, and that's kind of a key ingredient for a good leader. And then just leading by example. I always say that, talk is cheap. If you're only talking and not doing, then, that gets pretty exhausting for everyone around. And so lead by example, show up, be committed, be transparent, give opinions and receive opinions, right? It's all about everybody working together. If you have the right team in place, you'll be successful, but there's no one individual that can be successful alone. So it's a team environment, and you have to kind of make sure that everybody's rowing in the same direction to be successful. And I think those are kind of key attributes for good leadership, in my opinion.
You face complex challenges as a CEO at a young age. And what do you think are personal habits or mindsets or disciplines that have helped you grow and stay grounded? Because some of the other guests that I've had on Trailheads and Titans have mentioned that they like things like reading specific books about economy or watching specific sports or doing exercise, things like that. Do you think there's a specific one that has helped you?
Um, yeah, I think it's just having a good balance. Like, I could fill 24 hours of every day with work-related topics, but that's just not sustainable. So it comes down to just time management and really making sure that I'm using my time effectively and balancing my time. I love spending time with my family when I'm not working. I do love, watching sports and keeping active. I think being active and staying healthy, staying in shape is also a good kind of counterbalance to when, the workload is heavy and there's a lot to be done in a day. I think it's really important to prioritize yourself, your fitness, mental health, and spend time with family and friends and those that you care about. And also, like, working in an environment that you're happy in, right? I have great colleagues. I'm blessed to have some of the best people in the industry working with us here at Lundin Mining and across the Lundin Group. And so when you like what you do, you surround yourself with good people, and you make time for things that you like to do outside of work, then it doesn't really feel like work. It just feels, like we continue, and I continue to be motivated to make this company and this group successful. So yeah, staying balanced.
You mentioned to me earlier about how you did the deepest mining marathon in Sweden. How was that for you? How did it feel? How much did you have to run? And how do you think how was the temperature down there?
Yeah, so Boliden and the ICMM put on the world's deepest marathon event last weekend on Saturday, October 25th in Boliden's Garpenberg mine. It was 1.3 kilometers below surface, 1.1 kilometers below sea level, and we 57 of us that were participating completed a full marathon underground in those conditions. Training for something like that is tough. I mean, it's hard to simulate that environment until you're actually in it. So again, it's just coming down to kind of being fit, trying to do as many long distance runs as possible before the event. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was great to see another initiative that's trying to create awareness on mining and showing that, with modern mining technology and implementation of best mining practices, you can do things like run a marathon in an underground mine and live to tell the story. I mean, I'm still a little bit sore from it. I think even if I were to do a marathon on above ground, it would be challenging. But great event, a lot of fun, and good stories for the future.
You also mentioned to me earlier that you climbed Mount Everest. When did you go to climb it?
Yeah, in 2023, my younger brother Will and I we set out to summit Mount Everest, and we were able to achieve that. The initiative behind it and the motivation behind it was for us to raise awareness and funding for brain cancer research against a specific type of brain cancer called glioblastoma that our father Lucas passed away from in 2022. So it was an emotional journey for us because of the reason why we did it, but also one of those experiences that you're never gonna forget. We created a documentary we called it Project No Limit, and through that documentary we showed a lot of people that with good planning and a good mindset that you can do, you know, things that maybe others currently think are impossible. And in that, the message is that, you know, never give up. And even though our dad passed away, we're still battling against the cancer that took him away from us, and we will never give up on that. So, you know, just trying to turn challenging times, negative situations, trying to turn those into positive outcomes. So, you know, being on top of Mount Everest on May 16th, 2023 with my younger brother for the cause that we had there was a special moment, something I'll never forget.
Yeah, like you mentioned to me earlier, it's about not just thinking about it, but actually taking action on what matters to you. And also sorry for your loss. But I think it's really, really great that you did that. And if you don't mind me asking, how much do you think you managed to earn for the cancer research?
Yeah, so first off, thank you for the condolences. So through this initiative, we started what's called the Lundin Cancer Fund, and we have had several events, you know, to basically fundraising dinners to see if we can raise funding towards various projects and initiatives that are all targeting research and, you know, trials on improving the quality of life for patients with glioblastoma, as well as supporting families that are dealing with family members suffering from the disease, and also looking at different type of treatments to try and suppress the cancer. And so we've already been able to raise over 10 million Canadian dollars from this initiative over several kind of fundraising campaigns, and we feel like we're just getting started. We're going to keep raising funds and keep kind of coming up with new initiatives. We partner with the university hospital in Lausanne, Switzerland, called the CHUV. We've now partnered with Canadian Cancer Society and the Daffodil Ball here in Vancouver to raise funding, and we're working with now Canadian doctors, Swiss doctors, and other international groups to support these initiatives. And we've also recently agreed to a partnership with the Mayo Clinic and looking at setting up a kind of universal database for sharing information on this type of research. So big effort, something that's super important for us, and something that will continue, you know, for as long as we need to.
And just before we wrap up, if you could give just one piece of advice to a 14-year-old, someone my age, or like those listening, about like everything, like success, failure, learning, everything that you've gone through, what do you think it would be?
You know, I think it's just enjoy life and be the best that you can be in whatever it is that you want to do. Don't be lazy, get up, get after it, and you know, be kind to people, show respect, and also, you know, get respect from people, and be the best that you can be, and just be overall a good person, work hard, and enjoy life to the fullest, because it goes fast. So that's what I would say to yourself, Alexander, and anybody who would watch this interview.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jack Lundin. This is the CEO of Lundin Mining, and thank you so much for sharing your time, your insights with Trailheads and Titans. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow Trailheads and Titans for more conversations with global leaders who are blazing new trails. Hope to see you all in London for resourcing tomorrow. Until next time.